We said it before, and we're gonna say it again. Video games help your brain, so excuse me while I go play whichever first-person shooter won't get me made fun of in the comments. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to DNews today. I'm Trace. 20 years ago, the man blamed video games for violent behavior and legislation was debated banning violent video games from sale. But today, a new study in Policy Insights from the Behavioral and Brain Sciences claims video game players are getting way more than the privilege of listening to Peter Dinklage's sultry tones. Action games do seem to provide some kind of brain benefit. A study earlier in 2015 by the Max Planck Institute of Human Development scanned players of three-dimensional games and found increased brain development in the prefrontal cortex, right hippocampus, and cerebellum, all areas involved with complex cognitive tasks, navigation, fine motor control, and spatial memory. And a study from the University of Geneva found individuals who play action video games were markedly better at switching their attention from one part of the screen to another while remaining vigilant to the environment as a whole, meaning they are processing visual information more quickly than non-gamers. Players know that during modern gaming, they're required to follow video and audio streams, as well as haptics or vibration and touch-based feedback, and sometimes 2 or 3 different streams might hit your senses at the same time. For example, if you're chatting with other players while reading and listening to the game itself. Plus, especially in action games, players are required to navigate three-dimensional complicated arenas, solve puzzles, and often interact with both real and pre-programmed players in that environment. This trains our brains to suck in a lot of information and process it very quickly, which sort of makes our brains better, depending on how you look at it. Whether these skills translate off the grid and into meat space, that's a whole other thing, and it would seem on some level that they do. The brain isn't trained by repetition in the same way muscles are toned, but in combination, they can be useful. The military uses video game-style simulations all the time for training, finding that they can expose service members to complicated or dangerous situations that wouldn't be practical in real life. Then the warrior takes those skills they learned and can use them as a baseline for real-life training. Video games are also used for flight students, potential astronauts, medical students, and surgeons. We shouldn't overlook going through the motions in a virtual world paired with real-life practice. Games aren't perfect, though. They can negatively impact social skills and attention, and a study in psychological science found playing as a, quote, villainous avatar resulted in the participants punishing anonymous strangers in real life. This is more a correlation than causation thing, though. People pick the video games that interest them and can often choose their own avatars and then, of course, control that character's behavior. The researchers in the action game study wanted to remind the world that it is a matter of degrees. Video games are not just one thing, but lots of different things that all require scientific study. A flight simulator is not a first-person shooter, is not a real-time strategy game, is not a puzzle game, is not a brain training game, and so on. They all affect cognitive behaviors, and they all do it differently. Video games require the brain to actively learn, which is better than passive learning, and that's like halfway between book learning and hands-on activity. If you're interested in learning more about the worst video games ever made, our friends over at All Time 10s broke down the top 10 worst ever. Check it out here.
The quest takes place across sea and land, involving long, uneventful walks and frequent crashes that make it impossible to progress through the game.
And if you're on mobile, the video is in the link in the description. Make sure you subscribe to them and to us so you get more videos all over the place. And also, let us know what your favorite video game is or your least favorite down in the comments. Keep coming back here to DNews every day, and I'll see you tomorrow.